The Volen bed is located on the right side of the river, only a 5-minute drive from the lodge. Here you can see an overview of where the car parking and the gutter is located, and an overview of the end of the bed and the top of the bed. The Volen bed is a very long bed and has a lot of different and varying places to fish. Because the Volen bed is such a long bed, I'll split it up in 3 parts to explain it to you a little bit closer. The lower part of Volen has fast streaming water and a lot of big rocks and lays for the fish to stop and stand. The bed below Volen is a narrow channel with fast streaming water and few places for the fish to stop, so it is very tiring for them to swim through there. Because of that, a lot of the salmon which are moving up the river like to stop at the lower part of Volen. It can be an advantage if you can cast your fly towards the other side of the river, but especially if the river is big, you don't have to reach the other side necessarily to catch fish. Even when the river is quite small, a lot of fish can stand quite close to shore in the shallow water on the right side of the river. So it is important to not wait too much, because that could scare off the fish easily. The lower part of Volen is really a fantastic and interesting piece of water. It is fishable in all water situations, from low water conditions to high water conditions. There will always be fish standing and stopping here. The middle part of Volen is deeper and more quiet flowing. The mid part of Volen is fishing best from middle water level conditions to high water level conditions. In low water conditions, you might have to strip your fly because there isn't enough flow in the river to put enough speed on it. The middle section of Volen holds a lot of fish throughout the season. The deep side of the river and main current goes on the far side of the river, so it is good if you can cast your fly towards the other side of the river. But especially when the river has some water, the fish like to stand outside the main current towards our side of the river, and then you don't have to cast far at all. Especially if you're fishing Volen a little bit later in the season, you should dry out the mid part in an evening or a darkness for big sea trout. Top part has again the deep side and the main current on our side, and we fish it from the rocks because it is too deep to wade. Now and then we can have on the top part fishermen against us from the other side. The top part has again quite fast flowing water and a lot of big rocks for the fish to stop and stand. It is a fantastic place to fish from low to middle water conditions, because even in the lowest water conditions there is still enough flow to swing your fly very nicely. But when the river is high, it can be a very nice place to fish as well, because of all the big stones and places to stop for the fish in the river. On the top part you don't have to cast far, especially if you're fishing it from low to mid water conditions. Then the fish usually stand just a few meters from shore.